Hey all, welcome back for war number 2. This war we matched New Nation. This is a must-win war on our road to war champ. So this war I'm bringing Serpent, Bastion, and Onslaught. What a team, like man, I love these champs. So I'm starting off on Pat 3. This is the one where if they have an armor up buff, you take bleed damage. However, Iron Man Infinity War, he only has passives. So like, the node it's irrelevant. And yeah, it's just a nodeless Iron Man Infinity War. Serpent has unblockable specials, so it's easy. And I think after like 2 or 3 SP2s, he goes down. Okay, my next fight is this auto block Cassandra Nova. I was kind of worried about this fight going into it. There's a lot to keep track of. You got to keep track of global. You got to keep track of what hits you do. About her auto block. And yeah, but during the fight, it wasn't too bad. One thing, I think they may have placed her here because after she throws her special, she idles for a few seconds. And normally you can punish the punish the champion when they idle. However, due to the auto block, I don't believe you can. Unless that's considered a part of her special animation itself, allowing you to do the attack, but I'm not sure. But yeah, SP2, SP1, she went down. Next fight, I have this EMP Modok. I'm using Onslaught. It's just standard. Onslaught is not a global attacker, while Modok is a global attacker. So all you pretty much have to do is you just need to maintain and acknowledge that he will go unstoppable once you get 5 debuffs on. So you got to keep track of the rage counter. And yeah, I think I saved my relic for the time he gets his 5 debuffs. The main thing about this fight is once you get your 20 Neuros, you just want to pause your degens. It's okay if you take a hit or 2. Just pause your degens and Modok will go down. I took this fight in off-season unboosted and it was quite easy. Alright, that's my first SP2 with 20 degens. I'm gonna go for the pause right now. And alright, I did pause into relic because I didn't want to take damage. But normally you don't have to. But yeah, that was clean. Ended like 92%. Alright, next we have this Node 38 Shocker. He's placed here because of how potent his block penetration is. On this node, it's aggression prowess and knockdown. You don't really want to be baiting SP1s versus Shocker. So the next alternative is to bait his SP2s. But like, those do so much damage. I think that was 1 prowess. He threw out SP2, 20% of my 20% of my HP. Like, damn. Now imagine that was a bit more prowess. So the idea for this fight is either bait SP3s or you can just bait the SP2s. This sequence that I just had right now, from him starting at 80% to like 5%, is kind of crazy. I got quite lucky. I was nailing all my stand-up intercepts, and he was just playing right into everything. And in that cycle, I think I got him from 80% to 5%. And everything was matching up well with the knockdown timer. And after this last SP1, he will go down. So a minute and 15 seconds for Node 38 Shocker. And I lost 15%. It's fabulous. Next, we have this Node 41 Onslaught. It's really a nothing node. Just ideally, baiting his SP2s is what you want versus Onslaught because it's pretty easy. And Power Focus 2 makes it even easier. Even if you don't throw your SP2 with 2 Furies, on this node, it's okay, because you have your disintegration vulnerabilities, so your damage is still fantastic. So basically get infection. Okay, I did not have infection for this SP1. Alright, that's why. If I had infection, my SP1 would have probably killed. But yeah, another SP1 and he's dead. Like 45 seconds. I mean, if I initially had my infection, it would probably been dead in one SP1, so let's say 30 seconds. Okay, now we have this node 43 Lumatrix. Onslaught is good here because he takes like almost no instant or shock damage, unless you have like I think too many. I'm not even fully sure about that as well. And when he has these debuffs on him, he places Neuros, and Neuros bypass miss, which is what Lumatrix's SP1 gives him. So the idea for this fight is to really hit Lumatrix, parry his SP1 so that you're in range to heavy counter him. Heavy countering places the pause on your debuffs, and yeah, throw your SP2 and he's pretty much rinsed. And I'm just gonna throw my relic to pause the degents and he should go down, what is that, 45 seconds for a mini. Onslaught is so good. Alright, now my final fight of this war. This is a node 48 Sovarch. I believe it's a safeguard. Stun reflect. Force of will. I forget the other node. But yeah. The idea for this fight is you want to be using your SP2s and you really want Sovarch to only throw his SP2s. Because the way Sovarch works is when he throws his initial SP2, or just I think the more SP2s he throws, he gets armors. And Serpent does more damage based on the opponent's armors. If he throws a special one, he will convert those armors into energize. And you really don't want Sovarch doing that because the fight's just going to get even more annoying. But you really can't control the way this fight works. Either this fight is 2 minutes or it might be 3.5 minutes. Because Sovarch is one of those unique champions with a fractured power bar. So even if you have him at 2 bars of power, he can just throw his SP1. But now he's at max armor. I believe it's 15. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe max armor is 15. So now I'm just cycling SP2s and hoping he keeps throwing SP2s. And yeah, the fight will go down quite fast. Because he's basically at the max, what's it called, burst I can do to him. And yeah, my Serpent's at 3 charges. So really good damage. And the more specials I throw, the more charges he gets as well. And now he's going to start getting the Furies. Now his base attacks, they'll hit hard. And his specials will hit hard. Also, I don't think I mentioned the burst bypasses safeguard. I think yeah, each hit on that SP2 burst, it did 42k. So, I don't know, let's give or take that last SP2 was maybe 130 plus k. And yeah, he's dead. And it's important that you don't throw your SP2 into his block as he has cowardice. For the results of this war, we won 14-4. Great war from New Nation. We really needed this win. Now, I think in order for us to secure War Champion, we need to beat Salty. Maybe this is the season we win. Great war to NewN. Love the guys there. Have some really nice friends. But yeah, I will catch you guys for the next few wars. Peace.